Sexiness is about like adventure, excitement, mystery, not knowing. What is up, you gorgeous and sexy creature? Welcome to Practice Intimacy. This is the place to be to learn all about love, sex, and how to have the best relationships you possibly can. Today's video is for people who've been in long-term committed relationships and they're wanting to introduce a little bit of spark into the bedroom. So when we're in relationship for a long time, a couple of things start happening. First, when you're with somebody and you are in a space that's more about like loving connection, stability, supporting each other, these kinds of caring, caregiving almost spaces with a partner, that's not real sexy. Sexiness is about like adventure, excitement, mystery, not knowing, pretty much the opposite of being in a supportive, caring, loving sort of space. All of that's beautiful too. It's just that what we're really seeking is both, to be totally honest. And if you can bring both flavors into relationship, you are going to have the most magical connection with your partner. And know that it kind of ebbs and flows. And sometimes you'll be more in the supportive, loving space, and sometimes you'll be more in the adventure, excitement space. Just know that you have to nurture both. Both are important. It is easier to lose the sexy adventure space because once you get into a relationship and you're helping support a life, sex and adventure and all of that kind of goes out the window. So what do you do to bring it back? One of the most important things that you can do is to really understand that eroticism, the feeling of arousal and excitement, it is based on attraction plus obstacles. So this comes from the work of Jack Morin. He wrote the book, The Erotic Mind. It is a really fun read if you're interested in some of the psychology behind arousal, turn on, eroticism. But what he says is that attraction plus an obstacle is what leads to turn on and excitement and arousal. What does that mean? Just think about some of your earliest sexual experiences, maybe before you were ready for penetration. That was probably some of the hottest sex that you've ever had, I am guessing, where you can do everything but penetration. Or even like when you first met your partner and you were getting to know them, and that was the case. Like all of the juicy kissing and touching and everything but that obstacle of we're going to go this far, but we're not going to go to penetration, that creates so much excitement because the attraction's there. But that little bit of a barrier, not only does it allow you to become more creative about what you might do, but it also gives you something that you're like reaching for. So the way that our brain works, people often think that around sex and anticipation, dopamine happens when you get the thing that you want. When you get to have the orgasm, or on Christmas Day, you get to open the gift and you have the thing that you asked for. That's not actually how dopamine works. You get the biggest spike of dopamine as you anticipate getting the thing that you want. It's while you're unwrapping the present and you don't know what's inside that you get the most dopamine. It's while you're having the erotic experience that might turn into orgasm, it might not, that you have the biggest amounts of dopamine. And so understand that it's actually not so much the goal that's going to give you the peak pleasure experience. It's everything leading up to the thing that you think you want. And like keeping the thing you think you want just on the edge can be really, really exciting for your whole being. So what does this actually mean for your relationship? How can you use this information in your partnership? Some of this is about creating more space between you and your partner. Some of the obstacle could be actually going out and doing things like go do something for you. Go take dance lessons. Go for a walk in the park. Go learn pottery. Go race motocross. Like do something that lights you up and turns you on and makes you feel more alive, more excited about being on this planet, because that's going to add to the attraction piece. When you're full and excited and living your life in a way that is satisfying to you, it is going to be more attractive to your partner. Of course, like, don't take too much space. If you're just gone, you're not going to come back together. But if you are going your separate ways, doing things where you're really filling your own cup and then coming back together, you are going to be not only more like confident, excited, turned on inside yourself, but that's going to attract your partner to you again. And then as for obstacles, get as creative as you want. You could have date nights where you do every single thing except penetration and play with that like virginity excitement that is so much of a turn on for people. You could play seductive games where maybe you play with things like edging, having sexual experiences with your partner where you like come up to the edge of orgasm, then you back off. And maybe you do that throughout the day rather than just during a sexual experience. Like maybe you get together and you have an erotic moment and you make out and you seduce each other, and then you stop and you go about your life. And then that afternoon you come back together and you do it again, and you stop and you go about your life. And then that evening you come back together, and maybe then you do have an experience that leads to climax, and then go have dinner. Like, let yourself be in a space where you create a little bit more of an obstacle or barrier. This is also why people are often turned on by things like public sex, where you might get caught, that feels like an obstacle. Or people might be into kinky things like restraints, because restraints can be an obstacle. Just finding stuff that helps you get into a space where it feels like I have to overcome something in order to be sexual. That is what's going to lead to more excitement overall. Remember to leave me comments, ask questions, tell me things that you want to hear on this channel. I would love to answer and talk about any topics that you're really interested in. Remember to like this video, hit the thumbs up button. That helps with the algorithm. It gets the word out about this channel, and I really appreciate that. And then let's see, there's one more thing. Start following Practice Intimacy for more content like this. We upload videos every week, so you will get to see more information about love, sex, and relationship. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.